running up the Wolf River.
Let's talk about it.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Frugal Moose Studios for an all-new episode of Co-Angler's Corner. I'm Russell Olson. Today on the show, we do have a lot to talk about. First, I want to talk about my Wolf River tournament. And then I do have a Monsterbass unboxing. New one just came in the mail today for me. Before I get started here, I do want to wish everyone a happy and fun and safe 4th of July. It's America's 250th celebration. So, and enjoy everything and fireworks, good food, so on and so forth. So, now, get started here. Running up that Wolf River. Okay, so here's what went on. First of all, I do want to start though. I'm not bashing my partner. He was a good guy. He didn't intentionally, do anything to screw me over or anything else like that. So I want to get that, out of the way, right away. But here's what happened. We ran way up the Wolf. It had to be at least a hour and a half run, at least minimum. Could have been closer to 2 hours. So we made that run way up there, and here's the thing: south of Fremont, there are a lot of slow no wakes on the weekend. During the week, a lot of that south of Fremont you can just run. But on the weekend, they have a lot of slow no wake. They got ski shows going on out there and stuff. So, and then once you get north of Fremont a ways, it can actually get pretty sketchy. Matter of fact, we did run over a log. Luckily, my partner wasn't going too fast, and really didn't take any damage. We got real lucky on that deal. So we made that long run up there. Okay. Forgive me if I'm being histrionic here, but we were lucky to get half hour or so fishing time. We did more running than anything. And unfortunately, the spots were like super small. No way I could get in there. That's the way it is. That's fishing. I get it. So that part of it's understand. Okay, sucks for the co-angler, but again, that's fishing. That's part of the deal. So I didn't even really have time to change baits. There's a couple times I really wanted to change retie bait, and we ended up moving. So I basically used a swim jig all day trying to get something. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But God, guys, if you're gonna make long runs like that, especially on that Wolf River, you better know that where some really big ones there are, because the weights. Yeah, a lot of times the weights aren't. And they can be though, for sure, but the weights are not normally like on the Mississippi. But you better know where some good ones are, or school of good ones are, if you're gonna make that run and really diminish your fishing time. The Wolf River chain is usually one of my favorite stops on the tour. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Here's the thing: running up that Wolf. I already talked about the extremely diminished fishing time. Okay, so I got that out of the way. But and I have heard of guys winning tournaments, making that run up there. Personally, I have yet to be with a partner that it's really been worth it for him. Um, so I mean, like I said, you're using up so much fishing time running, and especially if you're only going to stay at a spot like 2 minutes. You know, I mean, guys, I understand not wasting time um, on a spot. You know, especially if it's a really small spot, like a small little inlet. You know, that's barely uh, um, a boat length wide. You know, I get it. Okay, but you need to find spots that you can work a little bit, that you know fish are there. So yeah. Um, so I mean, is that run way up? I mean, we went way north of Fremont. Is that run worth it? Odds are, I'm going to say no. Uh, Here's the thing. You know, here's what I would do different. When I get my own boat, you will never see me make that 2 hour run on that wolf. You will never, ever see me run that far north. It's it's the risk reward is just not there. You know, me, I prefer anytime I get a guy that's going to run to Bago, puts a big old smile on my face because one, he's fishing to win. Okay, uh, it would now, you know, it would take an awful lot. I mean, it would have to be, the conditions would have to be really, really gnarly for me not to make that run to Bago. And even if I still ran it, there's still backwaters and inlets and places where um, you can get out of this storm and still be able to fish a little bit and not have 10-foot waves. I would rather be sitting on a seat belted to the pedestal seat for 8 hours in 10-foot waves, trying to um, catch some smallies on a drop shot or something, then make that 2 hour run to way up north on the wolf. I mean, told my partner, a few other people, you know, I thought I was going to need a passport that day. I mean, I thought we were going to run all the way up to freaking Canada, for crying out loud. Um, yeah, forgive me for being a little histrionic, but that's you know, that's just how I felt. Okay, getting back to what I would do, what I prefer to do is make that little run to Bago. I just feel like there's one, I don't just think, I know there's big fish down there. I've caught them. One. Two, I know there are numbers of said big fish. Okay, that those two things right there. You make that run to Bago, your odds of having a really good day, possibly winning, go through the roof. Absolutely through the roof. Um, like I said, conditions would have to be really, really freaking gnarly for me to not want to make that run to Bago. Now, would I put a plan B together, especially if I know it's going to be a little windy, a little stormy? Yes, I would definitely make a little plan B for a short, a reasonable run north. Because there's, guys, I will say on that river that there's so many places that look super bassy. Um, so for me though, any type of run north, excuse me, any type of run north would be just an absolute plan B. I mean, it would be a last resort plan B. Um, I just have just so much more confidence on Lake Winnebago than I do running that Wolf River. You know, I'm so sorry, guys. I know there's guys, a group of you guys that like running uh, going up there and have luck. Like I said before, I know it's been one up there, but the in my opinion, the odds are not in your favor when you're running up north between the fishing time. Um, you know, the bass. There's so many places the bass could be up there. Yeah, I know there's spots that are more conducive than others, but man, like I said, I mean, unless you know there's um, a school somewhere up there and have an idea of where they may have moved to if you don't get in them right away, I'm sorry that long run up that wolf is just not worth it. I am so sorry, guys, but it is just not freaking worth it. Now, in some tournaments, some places, I know like Bass Elite on Lake Fork. I think a guy, what did he run all the way to Houston? I know he made a long run, but it was worth it because he won the tournament. But um, but but I believe he won the tournament. If he didn't, I knew he made the final day for sure. But but man, if you're gonna make a long run like that and minimize your fishing time, because you know you can't catch fish with your line out of the water. You just can't. If you're gonna do that, you got to catch them quickly. Now, you know you can have 15 minutes go boom boom boom. You're done getting out of there. Okay. Again, guys have done it. I've heard about it. Like I said, I have yet to be with a partner that has made that run and it's been worth it. It just hasn't happened yet. Um, so that's my review of the Wolf River tournament. My next one will be in August on Prairie du Chien. We're actually having two tournaments there because the super tournament has moved to Prairie. It looks like. Um, so next up, I will be doing my Monsterbass unboxing for you. Hey guys, welcome back. So I am going to do now another Monsterbass unboxing. Um, it's more like unbagging again. Um, I'm glad they went back to the bags for me. I really like these bags. These are top quality bags. I personally use them. I have a bag where I keep my miscellaneous stuff, um, my sharpeners, my bait attractant. What else do I keep in there? Um, my like I already said hook sharpeners. Keep my spare um, air thing for my life jacket. Um, yeah, I keep a bunch of stuff in there. I got another bag that I actually keep my trailers in. So these bags are very useful and they do save me a little room. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so we have a little booklet here. Uh, Bass patterns are early summer. They got a code on the back for $50 off or 150 or more. I'm also going to have a code for you guys in the description as well here. So check that out. So the other goodies, got some more stickers. They always have some really cool, really cool stickers they include. Very nice. You can decorate your truck. I have one on my laptop. Let's see what else. The took it for the Monsterbass Live. See if there's anything else in here before we start to get to the baits. Doesn't look like it. So first thing we got here, we got Monsterbass Buzzsaw. Looks like a really nice spinner bait. I might have to, neat color, but I might have to order some of these in some of the colors I like. I like whites and chartreuses a lot. Looks like they got a little thing up here, a little clacker that the blade will hit. Here, I'll show you guys. See if you can see it up there. There's a little clacker right here that it hits. My buzz baits, anything to give resistance, because I like to work these things slow. I mean, just slow enough to make noise and turn. That's the way I like to work a buzz bait. So, see what else we got here. Grand Bass Roughneck Football Jig. I can never have enough black and blue jigs. I use them all the time. It's rare that I don't have. It may not always be black and blue obviously, depending on where I'm going, conditions, so on and so forth. But I usually have a jig tied on. Another bait from Grand Bass. The Airtail Stick. Quite the interesting color. It's basically a Cinco type bait. So I'll have to check that out. Oh, a little what's this called? Bass Mooch Baits BM Bug Red Flake Magic. Good color. Good size. Good size little bait. Good shape. I actually use a similar bait to this shape. And this is a really good color and stuff. I could see this being a really good bait, and it's small. You could probably use it on a really big Ned rig if you wanted to. But I would say probably Texas rig or even Carolina rig. So what do we got here? First Contact Tungsten. Huh. Weighted wacky rig hooks. Okay. They look like quality. See what else we got. Ooh. G-Rat Baits Rocker. Scented 4-inch. I could see this a couple of good uses. One, on a drop shot for finesse, and I could also see this being a good trailer for a jackhammer. Because with jackhammers, cheddar baits, any of those bladed baits, you like the straight tail because you really don't. I could see this one really dancing really good because the tail on it's a little bit long, but you don't want that resistance like you get with like a paddle tail. So if I have to use something with a paddle tail, sometimes I'll cut that paddle tail off because I don't want any resistance from that thing. So this looks like a good bait. I'll have to give this a try one of these days. And finally, oh yeah, I can use these Grand Bass Airtail Rattles. I've been needing some more rattles for a while because I like having rattles in my River to Sea Fat Matt Daddies, and my hollow body frogs. I just think that the noise is just one more thing that will help you out. So yeah, thank you so much, Monsterbass, for including these. I needed some of these. This is perfect. So Yeah, that is going to be it for this episode's Monster Bass unboxing. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. I want to start off by thanking Frugal Muse and Monster Bass for their support this season. I'd also like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys could do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel if you like what I do here. Hit that bell, notification bell, so you guys know whenever I put up a new episode. And if you guys could also check out my links below, including my Patreon. I know I've got more stuff that I need to get up there soon. Patreon is TeamSFO because this show is part of the TeamSFO network. Can actually check out the whole network and all my great links and services I offer at teamsfo.net. So again, till next time, guys, go get them.